we're live
Oh,
on Twitch.
yay! I'm not live on Twitch.
Oh, that's right.
You
Oh, you
put
meant
fuck PlayStation? What?
I didn't do
It
that.
went through?
Welcome to the next episode of VGXL. I'm your host, Daniel, aka Games. Joining me again is the beautiful Fefer from the channel Fefer. And
Hi.
the PlayStation Showcase 2K23.
Ooh.
Oh, man. So, yes. Xbox all day. Xbox all day. I don't have nothing to show. Oh,
Leave me with my lunchbox, okay?
it's a Steam Deck, but still.
Oh.
And it's funny because
I was like, oh, look, another controller. It's a white one. White Xbox controller. Why do I have all the Xbox controllers here?
and the irony, you know the irony of you showing an Xbox controller, me showing a Steam Deck.
We're not using any of them.
We're not touching any of these things, and probably will not be touching any of these things for the foreseeable future. That's
for
for
the next
sure.
year and a half.
Oh my Jesus! Well, first of all, it's been like what 2 months since we did a real recording.
Don't call it a comeback.
We were gonna record about like what 2 weeks ago, and then my Discord just wanted to not work.
Discord wanted to
It was like, nah,
Discord.
you don't need cameras, and it's like by that point, it was just like, you know what? I was just so turned off. I was like, fuck this shit. Let's just whatever. It wasn't meant to be that night. That was for sure. But how are you, Fefer?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good today. We were supposed to also record right after the PlayStation showcase,
Oh
but then
yeah.
I got this crazy case of exhaustion and I ended up falling asleep really early on Wednesday. Please excuse me.
Yeah, you were
You know,
knocked
that's
out.
life. I was just so done.
You know what really saved it though? It was like me, Tears of the Kingdom. Going
Right?
away like
Just like,
so you gonna sleep? That means we're not gonna record. And I can continue playing Tears of the Kingdom while you need that much needed rest over there.
He sent me off to me. He's like, you rest. It's okay.
Go ahead, baby. Don't worry. Lay down
I
comfortably.
want you to feel better. Go on. We're not in bed yet.
That's more or less how it went down. I don't think I said go on, but
get out of here. Get out of here. You're bugging me. You're bugging me.
oh shit. Nah, but
But here we are. At least
we're here.
it's
We're
late
here.
on Friday.
We did
but
it for
got
PlayStation.
Yeah.
We did it to shit on PlayStation because, like,
Yay!
while we'll get into that in another minute, it's like this should have been the hype show of the year, and it just wasn't. But before that, it's like you said, we're not. Like I just said, we're not using any of these things because Zelda is like we got to stop for a second. We haven't been live. Talk about a lot of stuff, but the most important I think right now, besides the lame showcase that we saw, the Zelda's fucking crack, bro. Like
it is.
like it's on a level that's different from Valheim, and I got like 300 hours on Valheim. That's the only game I think I have that many hours on. Well, not including Final Fantasy, but that's like 10 years of work for Final Fantasy.
That's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
That's
I'm talking about in like
ongoing.
exactly. So it's like I get okay. I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I thought it was great for what it was. It was lacking in some. I've been a Zelda fan for years, so it was lacking. I wanted dungeons. A lot of the shrines left you, fiending for a real dungeon. Like, man, I want a whole palace of these puzzles that unlock more parts of another part of palace or a dungeon or whatever. I wanted, something like that. It just wasn't there. And then this game is like it's similar, but it's like, yo, none of that matters simply because of all the things you can do. But it's not even that. It's everything though. It's everything.
It's so much. It's such a difference between Breath of the Wild from going from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. And like you said, you have a difference in the kingdom, in the shrines. You have a difference in the whole world is livelier. You have so many additional quests to be done. like at this point it feels like Breath of the Wild was incomplete.
Yep,
Like
absolutely.
you can see such a difference. It's like, but and what the hell happened to Breath of the Wild? Did they rush it? Did they just say, you know what? We're gonna work with this. We're gonna leave. We're gonna have this on the Wii U, so we don't need to put all this extra stuff because that's too much extra work that we're gonna try to pressure on us and all that stuff.
No, no, no.
And
Remember,
I don't,
it wasn't that. No, no, no. It wasn't that it was gonna be on the Wii. It was that they had to scrap ideas. It's this. I don't think it's
oh, they
ever
had to
been
take stuff
officially.
out.
What?
They had to take stuff out.
Yeah, they had to. They had
Mhm.
to. There's
Mhm.
no way you're gonna release a better game, a better version of your biggest game on the
That makes
old,
sense.
on the failing hardware, and not release it, not and have missing features, or not be able to do it on the Switch. It had to
Mhm.
work on the Switch. It had to be ready. And so they couldn't leave in features. They had to completely turn off the second screen on the Wii U version. The Wii U version, the
I
Switch
know.
version, the only difference, there's no difference. There's absolutely no difference, except for you get a technologically worse version on the Wii U. But
I played great. I enjoyed it. I played it all on the Wii U. I
I
had
mean,
a
but
great old time on there too.
exactly. Back in 2017, we were still playing PS4. Looking at a lot of 30 FPS still. Like your eyes, weren't like ugh. So like we probably didn't even notice, that there was a lower frame rate. But yeah, apparently the Wii U version is supposed to be the worst version. Even though I agree with you, I can't really tell myself, but
I know.
either
Maybe if we
way,
go back now and we whip out the Wii U and then we'll look at it, then we'll barf everywhere because it just looks like trash. But
right? But
fact of
yeah,
the
like
matter is,
like that that's
at that
that's
time.
that's where you can tell that if it would have just been a Wii U game, I think we would have gotten a vastly different Zelda game, like a vastly
Mhm.
different one.
Mhm.
Um Probably better. I think we probably would have gotten things like those shrines. I'm sure there were more dungeons. I'm almost positive there was probably
Oh
8
yeah.
dungeons, and they had to cut it down. And
They
so
had
to
to
make up
scrap
for
them.
it, they spent the next 2 years building shrines and testing and make sure everything was working. Like that's what I think
Mhm.
happened. And you, like you said, you can tell that when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, that they said, okay, now there's nothing holding us back. Now we're only making this game for one console. It's gonna utilize, and we're gonna do everything that we think should be in this game. And it it's like, you- from the writing to how they have, the way they designed the game, it really just feels like a retelling of the first game. It's
Yeah.
essentially a spiritual successor more than a direct sequel. Like, some people
Mhm.
do remember
Mhm.
him, and there are some acknowledgments to the first game, but they're so minimal. Like,
They are. Like if you don't catch them, there you easily miss them. And it feels
yeah,
like
like
you're meeting
like
everybody all over again, you know?
exactly. Or the Rito Village, they were like, oh yeah, that there was that other incident that happened, and then now this is happening. It's just like, that's how you talk about the events of part one. Like, oh, that other thing that happened.
That other thing that happened,
Like, the
like,
end of the world was here. Like, the end of the world
oh,
happened. Um. So yeah. So it just feels like all that stuff happened. Everyone just kind of forgot about it. Like, they just really didn't know what happened. It's so vague. It's kind of, that part's a little
mm-hmm.
bit weird, but it's still so much of a better game. It's still so, like,
Oh,
stories.
it's
The story
amazing.
writing is so much better. Like, it's just,
Yes.
that part, there's no excuse. That was just that, there's no, the difference between Wii U and Switch. I'm sure the story didn't really need to change much. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they had to leave in the Sheikah slate or whatever, which is like the weird thing. And then obviously they completely changed it and made it a Switch in this game. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they've done a lot, and I feel like we still have only scratched the surface. I mean, you have played the shit out of this game for two
We
weeks,
have.
2 weeks straight,
Yeah.
every day for 2 weeks. I don't think I've played any game like that except for Valheim. It has to, Valheim, no, and
Valheim and 7 Days
7
to
Days to
Die
Die. Yeah,
and even then, I mean, damn, 7 Days to Die.
Seven Days
Mentioning
to
it's like, oh
Die.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
we
yeah,
that
yeah.
had a stranglehold on me until one day I just woke up and I was like, why am I even playing this shit anymore?
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, like I was
It's
just
been a
like,
year and a half. What happened to
Yo,
the
7 Days to
kids?
Die was like, right? That shit was addicting. We had all of us were on it too, well, except
We
for
were.
Baby Girl, but still, like all
She
of it,
didn't
like
like the zombies.
yeah. Well, boy didn't like the zombies. Remember?
Yeah, initially he didn't like the
Yeah, he was
zombies.
not a fan. He was like he liked to play with them turned off.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
But yeah.
like I think just like Elden Ring, it has the Elden Ring didn't have any of that building or none of that shit. It just had a guy who could go anywhere, and
Mhm.
with
You can
with
go
story
open
mixed
world.
into it. So it's like Valheim has an
Yes.
overarching story, and yes, there's you have goals, and that's what makes it addicting to me. You have goals, right? Like
Mhm.
what kind of
Mhm.
turns me off about certain survival games that are open ended, or is that there's no, like 7 Days to Die, is that there's not really any goals in 7 Days to Die. In Minecraft, this
Yeah.
you have to set your own goals, and while that's that is a respectable game design choice or whatever,
Mhm.
for me
Mhm.
personally, I like when there's a bigger story happening. It's the same problem that I had with early No Man's Sky. Early No Man's Sky had this
Yes.
vast universe to explore for no reason. It's like,
Yep.
okay, yeah, I can do things, and yeah, there's like this weird kind of path I'm following that leads to nothing. It's like, oh, journey to the center of the universe. I remember grinding that shit, doing it, and then it was like you've created a new universe. It's like, would you like to continue going to? And it was like, what the fuck, really? Like, it was like literally nothing happens at the end. It was just like a, like, okay,
Mind you, when I started the game, remember there was the choice of going and following the path, and then unknowingly declined it or just kind of like went elsewhere, and then I was just completely
yup.
lost.
Then you had no sense of what to do.
It didn't help you in any capacity, so I was just there, lost in space,
Yeah,
like quite literally, and it was
but
not fun, and I fell off, and I said, "Fuck that game."
exactly. And the thing is that in current No Man's Sky, it's still not a real overall. There's still not a real story. There's little stories and little goals and little things to do, but there's not like Breath of the Wild has like a living world, and I'm talking about Tears of the Kingdom has a living world and has a you have bigger goals, and same thing with Valheim. Valheim is like, okay, you can do anything, go anywhere, whatever, explore, but there's a boss somewhere that you need to go get, and that's the point of
Yes,
the game. Like, go explore and prep for those bosses, prep for that new land you're about
yes,
to explore.
yes.
And I think that's what I love about it. That it's like,
Yeah, it's
you
that
know,
build up
yup, yeah,
that
it's
you're
like,
working
okay,
towards.
yup,
Yes.
and so it's like Zelda, this new Zelda franchise feels exactly like that. Like you start with nothing, and that's the beauty of um Valheim and kind of Zelda too. So Zelda, I mean, yeah, you obviously ultimately you get permanent health boosts and permanent stamina boosts. Whereas in Valheim, you have to use food, and your base never goes up. Just food does that. Whereas in Breath of the Wild, obviously that's the difference in design. But either way, it's very similar. Like if you take off your armor, you're weak. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can
Mhm.
take a couple
Mhm.
more hits because you have hearts, but those hearts melt away when you have no armor. Same thing with Valheim. Like you take off your armor, you're. It's like you just started the game all over again. And I kind of like that.
Exactly.
Like you're only strong because of what you're wearing, and so it makes you feel like you
Exactly.
you have this progression, and you feel like you've progressed, but all you have is armor on. You take that shit off, you're a
Exactly.
one hit kill. Like just because you played for
Mhm.
200 hours and you've done so much, and I kind of just something about that, like like just the progression and getting stronger stuff, and and then exploring is going back to places where you couldn't explore. Now you're stronger, so you go back to explore. Now you just like Elden Ring gave you that sense of like, damn, I couldn't even go through this cave before. Now I'm just melting everything as I go through the cave
Mhm.
because all the armor you have on and all the upgrades you've done, and you've gone on this, you went on one direction for so long. Now you're coming back and flipping back around. Now there's a giant track. It's like there was so much in Elden Ring that, and that's well, and that's why I called, and that's why everyone called it like the Dark Souls Breath of the Wild, because that's
Mhm.
Breath of the Wild was one of the first times that so many people felt that way, including myself. Yeah, there was Skyrim and other RPGs, but you know, this was way more accessible. You know what I'm
It
saying? Like it was
was. It was.
the addicting gameplay and you know the being able to climb on anything. You
Mhm.
know, that's what you know. So it's like you see, like yo, if I can climb anything, can I really go to that thing all the way up there? And you know the designers want you to do that. You know, more in this game than in
Yes,
the other
exactly.
game, because it's like
Absolutely.
it's almost like they want you to break the game. It's like they want you to like yo, what can you how back can you push these limits?
Exactly. Exactly. They threw you in the world. They're like, go ahead, try it.
Exactly. And the fact that there's been minimal issues with the game, only like duplication glitches, which I have to say has been a godsend. I love the duplication glitches, and I just found out that you don't even have to drop for Zonai devices. So that might be what I do. What a lot of people said they're gonna do: get 1,000 of every Zonai device, and then update the game. Because I do want it's gonna fix other issues. Like there's little things that we
Oh,
don't,
exactly.
you know, like we're missing out on stability fixes and stuff like that. You know, the game could be running better. So I wouldn't
It's
mind
stable
that.
enough for me. I don't need it.
No, you're right. I agree. There's nothing. I don't feel like anything. I
I
just
mean,
all.
it's really working great.
No, it's true. It's true. It's true.
But like that, obviously, I'm kidding. But
Yeah, it's probably I'm probably gonna beat the game before I ever update it. Like I want to know that I'm done with that game before I turn off the game and take a chance. You know, that's what I'm
mhm,
saying. I may never
mhm.
try. I have auto updates turned off. From what I've heard, people who have it turned off and it downloaded the update before they did that, it pushes that update through. As soon as you try to open it,
Oh,
that's what people say. I mean, I've tried opening games and it's like, oh, there's an update available, but people say Nintendo's forcing it.
ooh,
I don't know if that's true or they just screwed up or what, but yeah, supposedly they're pushing that they're forcing the update. So I don't know. I'm not taking no chances. It has been a god. It is
yeah.
safe. I've put in 100 hours in that game. I'm sure of it,
Mhm.
and there's no way that I mean, and that cheat the duplication glitches haven't messed up that feeling of the game, of the exploration, of the fights. There's still tough fights in there, and that's because
Oh,
we have
absolutely.
some of the best parts in the game. We have some of the best. I mean, our armor is fairly upgraded right now. It's not fully upgraded, but it's fairly upgraded, and there's
Not
still
fully, yeah.
tough fights that I bumped into. I'm like, oh my god.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. There
but
are still
anyway,
tough fights that I'm avoiding at this point. Yes.
until you get that fourth fairy, right? Oh man, all right. So that's enough about Zelda. I know we've gone on long enough about that. This is more about the PlayStation showcase. So, but we needed to,
Sorry,
you
we
know,
just
yeah,
enjoying it way too much at this point. So.
it's really good. If you're on the fence of any game, you know, there's that. Have you seen that depressing commercial with the guy coming from work and he's on the bus and he gets home and he has Tears of the Kingdom ready for him and you haven't seen that commercial yet?
No, I don't think so.
No? Oh, you gotta watch it. You should watch it really quick. And you know, he looks all depressed. It's like I forgot where I was going with that. Oh shit. But yeah, it's like you know, the fuck. Well, what I'm trying to say is you can be like that guy and that'll be you know, come home from a long day. Life sucks, but you have Zelda.
Exactly.
It's just so easy to
Exactly.
get into, and it's like yo, helping my nephew out in Breath of the Wild because he's watching us play. He's like, oh, I want to play. I'm like, oh well, I don't have an extra copy of Tears of the Kingdom. You can play Breath of the Wild. At least in the beginning part, and I got stuck just with that. I was like beating up moblins and shit, and you know stealing their weapons, and I'm like, man, this is a great game, and it's just the same
Getting caught
shit.
up in it.
Yeah, it's so easy to pick up. I wanted to keep doing stuff for him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what Zelda is in a nutshell. It's like you once you get that flow of what to do, and it's just like yo, you just want to do it. I'm fiending right now. I'm fiending right now to go play. Like I
No,
can't wait
exactly.
to go
Why are
play.
we recording right now? I could have been playing Tears of the Kingdom this whole time.
Yeah, life sucks, but you have Zelda. I like that. Thanks, Nine.
Yeah,
Anyway, so moving on. Did you see some of it?
I see it. I see it. And
Yeah. So,
yes.
uh,
He's having a nice time.
yeah. So this
The
past
Legend of
Wednesday on
Zelda.
the was it 24th, PlayStation had their showcase, which they haven't had in since 2021 was the last time they had a showcase. They've had little things here and there, little quick what are the other ones normally called? Not showcase, but like I don't know. Just like
Directs.
yeah, direct. Thank you. Like more of a direct. And so everyone was excited. They were hype. I was hype. I thought they were gonna show like really get the ball rolling. You know
I
now
know. I thought they were really gonna
right?
like balls out, you know?
Yeah, that's what everybody wanted. And it's like what someone said. I think it made sense. They showed their ass of what they said they were. They didn't even show their ass. They warned you what they were becoming, and we got a taste of what they were becoming. And so it's
Yeah.
like it's like so they open up, well, of course, with this thing called Fair Game, which is apparently about it's going to be about a group of people, like a heist game. It looked almost like Watch Dogs in the beginning, right? Like
It
it
was
had
like a
the
Watch Dogs payday looking type of thing.
exactly. So you're
Yeah.
probably gonna like mess with like security cameras, hacking computers, and getting images and controlling cameras. I'm sure it's gonna be all that, and then maybe even steal from that. And it just felt very live service, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
of course. So whatever that came, whatever. Then the next one started off interesting. It was like a little comedy or whatever, but it was Helldivers 2, and that
Yes.
was actually kind of exciting. I didn't realize it
That
was like,
hyped us.
yeah,
Yes.
no, for sure. Like that actually was very exciting because we really enjoy. If you never played the first Helldivers, it's pretty much like a Diablo shooter. Like you're four guys, you drop onto one
Yes.
planet, um, and you have to kill waves of bad guys. It was super fun. To this day,
So
it's super
fun.
fun and challenging as shit.
Yeah, you
And
call down resources and stuff
exactly. So
like that.
when what is it? You collect, I think, a certain material, and when you have enough, then you call down. You can call down like, or you have energy or something, and then you can
Something like
call
that.
down
Yeah.
your reinforcements like a tank or
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
a bigger gun, and then you can
Yes.
call it down for your teammates, and it goes whatever.
And if you mess up, you can squash your teammates with it.
Yes, and piss them off
Like
like what.
clear away. Watch out. Ah, why'd you stand there?
I used to love that. You would throw the grenade, and then the grenade would sit there like the little the flare around, not a grenade but a flare, and then you see the flare sitting there, and then that's when that smash whatever
Yes.
it landed
That's
on.
great.
Yeah, that game very very fun. But a third person, they're completely changing into a third person game now, and it looked really interesting. If it plays well, it shoots well. That can be a banger. That looks like that
Yes,
could
it
be a really
can.
fun game. If they keep the whole like you press a button and it calls down, you can fucking kill shit with your reinforcements and all that. And remember the tank, the walking tanks and all. Oh man,
Yeah. Hell
that
yeah.
that could be, oh man, that could be a really fun game. Let's hope that the live service aspect doesn't ruin it, but that could be a really fun game.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely can't wait for that.
Yeah. What was next? Immortals of Avum. I think this is from Sony and EA. Oh wow. It was a first person wizard combat game. So
Mm-hmm.
again,
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna be another live service of some sort. Um
Yeah. And it's coming out on July 20th, so it's coming out pretty soon.
that's true. That is pretty soon. It's probably gonna
That's
be
pretty soon.
some kind of beta or something, watch. Early access, probably what it is.
Yeah.
Uh
Yeah.
this was a surprise. Ghost Runner 2 got shown.
Yeah.
And that was pretty cool. That was a fun game. I streamed that a few years ago. It was a first person like kind of like ninja parkour game or whatever. You're running on the side of walls and you have to try to like kill all the guys in succession as quickly as possible. Like when you kill one guy, you get like a speed boost. So you're trying to get as many kills as you can before they notice you. Like you can slow time down. I think that's what it was. So you hit one guy, and if you did the jump correctly, you would get to the next guy before he would notice you. And it was so the whole point. It was cool. It's just I wasn't really good with mouse and keyboard. I could probably play it a little better now, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
back then, I kind of got tired of it, and I barely played much of it. But still
Yeah.
cool to see.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's definitely a base. There's a lot of people like games like that. So
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
I'm realizing when you write
Uh,
the studios, what but there's the next one's a Phantom Blade Zero, and that one's a it was like a third person action game. It was like Sekiro or Ghost of Tsushima looking game. That one was a weird one, but who was that by?
that is.
Because I have the list here, but I completely forgot to put the studio names. I have a feeling. This is a quick side note. While I was looking for that, it's like I see the air bike thing is like blowing up apparently.
Oh,
So
really? Oh, they're gonna patch
yeah,
that soon.
I feel like they are. I feel like that breaks the game because you can
Yeah.
fly everywhere. They try so hard to not let you do that. So to make a air bike that they better not. I'm telling you,
Mhm.
they just Nintendo needs to make a creative mode. I know one person from Nintendo listens to this podcast, probably the president or CEO. It's somebody important. 100% listens to this podcast. Make sure you don't patch the air bike and make a creative mode.
You
Like
can't kill all the fun.
if you're gonna patch things like this, you need to make a creative. But they shouldn't. That shouldn't be a lot. Like if people figure this out, then well, that's the game. That's you know what I mean.
Exactly. Fair game, please, please.
That's fair game in my opinion. It's actually kind of the reason why I'm fiending to go back. I want to go fuck around with the air bike a little bit more.
I don't have an air bike,
Well,
but I still want to go back.
you're gonna make one immediately. Anyway, but while we're looking for
Phantom Blade is S game.
oh, that did told me nothing.
Yep.
What's next? Sword of the Sea. From the creators of Abzu, Pathless, and Journey. That looked like a
Giant squid.
that's giant squid. Okay,
Yeah.
and that one is featuring flying dolphins and hoverboarding.
Yes, that looked really
So it looked
nice.
like Journey meets
Yes.
Tony Hawk kind of
Tony Hawk,
looking
yes.
game.
Yes,
That one looked cool
that I
though,
can't
right?
wait for. Yes, yes. If it's anything, I haven't played Abzu or Pathless, but I did play Journey within this past year or so, I want to say. And that was an experience.
I know I got to do
So
it already. I think I'm gonna try to do
I
that next.
hope, I hope they bring in that maybe, unless it was just a one-time thing for Journey, but hopefully maybe they bring back that whole multiplayer
I'm
thing
pretty
that they
sure
had
because
going.
I think another one did Pathless or something. That's their
Did
thing.
it?
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that. They're
I
probably
think that's
gonna
great.
yeah.
I think that's neat. And I don't hopefully imagine hoverboarding with other randos, like helping explore and do the quests and getting to your wherever you need to go and what you need to do. I
Yeah,
think
that
that's
sounds
great.
really cool. Yeah, hell
In a
yeah.
beautiful setting and chill music and all that. I love
Mm,
it. I'm excited for that.
yeah. Oh, that's definitely something I wanna check out for sure.
Mhm.
What we got next? The Talos
The
Principle 2.
Talos.
Do you know what the Talos Principle? I know nothing about that.
I remember it looked cool. It's got puzzles and stuff, and it had a lot of triangles and pyramids in the in the trailer.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh well, one day I'll check it out again. The next one you were excited
Protein.
for though, right?
Cat Quest. You know what?
No,
I feel like I should have been. Oh, never. Oh wow. How did I completely? Yes, never. It's from the people who made Grease. Nomada Studios.
that's right.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. Just for good measure, I went back because that trailer it looked emotional because the trailer had you had like Mama Wolf or so, and it's not a wolf, but then you also had the baby, and then you had fight through because the like the earth is dying and all, and you're fighting through alongside your pet mascot, whatever, your companion, and it's a whole never-ending story all over again, and it looks so sad, and you're
Yeah.
left with the baby. So I can't wait to see what that is. Greece was so emotional. like throughout the whole thing. I can only imagine you growing, you alongside your new little baby companion, and both of you growing together. And then they have the beautiful
Yep.
hand drawn art style with the watercolor looking thing going. Oh, I can't wait to cry. That I can't wait to
That's a
cry.
Fefer ass Fefer game.
It is a Fefer ass Fefer game, and I can't freaking wait.
You know what? Oh wait, what's next? Oh, Cat Quest.
Cat Quest. I feel
Pirates
like I
of
should have been more excited for that because it looked really cute.
Pirates of
But
the Pussy Bean. Oh, that would have been perfect. The Pussy Bean. Come on.
no,
No. All right,
no, no pussy
fine.
bean.
Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean. I think Pussibian would have been better. Anyway, a cute pirate
Get out.
cat game set to release in 2024 by the Gentle Bros.
By the Gentle Bros. What a name. I like that name, the Gentle Bros. Hello,
Hey, Gentle
hello,
Bro.
Gentle Bros.
Hey, bro, you Gentle Bro? Um, sorry.
And published by P Cube. Is that a pussy cube? Sorry.
Foam Stars by Square Enix.
Yay. That looked fun.
Flatoon. Big ass
Platoon.
Flatoon. Flatoon.
Babloon.
Oh my god.
Yarhar. Yeah.
It has an F in it, right? Foam Stars. Foam Stoon.
Platoon.
Foam Toon.
But yeah, that
Anyway,
looked fun.
I
That
mean, it
had
looks
really
fun.
cool. It
Yeah.
had really fun music.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what
Just,
caught my attention.
it's like just that whole, it's like the
Yeah,
blatant
yeah.
copycat shit. Just like that shit boggles my mind sometimes. Like
I
just
know.
blatant, but
I mean,
either
there's
way.
those people that don't bother with Splatoon on Switch. Now they can have their
Now
own
there's an
fake ass
answer.
Splatoon.
And I know it'll play different enough. It's just wild. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh well. Now the next one, the Plucky Squire, that game. Ever since we've
Yes.
seen it, we saw what last year at some another showcase game show.
I think the Wholesome Games one or the
Yeah, something along those lines. Yeah, it was during the Summer Games Fest though, right? Because that's probably what
yeah.
we're gonna get this year. We'll probably get the Summer Games Fest
Yeah.
and then Tiny. I mean, what's the other one?
Wholesome Games, the indie what is it?
This guy that makes Psychonauts.
Oh yeah, Dawn of the Devs.
Yeah, Dawn of the Devs. Yeah.
Day of the Devs.
Oh yeah, it is Day of the Devs. Yeah.
Yeah, I yeah.
But yeah, that's where they first. I think that's where they first showed it, and that was fire. And then
Yes.
whatnot. I'm excited. I always get excited for the Day of the. I like that one because
I
that's
love
where.
that. That's usually better for me,
Yeah,
in my opinion. In my opinion.
they're usually
So.
fun. There's usually some good stuff in there because then you're getting a deeper dive on some of
Mhm.
these games, and you get to see like it's just a nice feeling to see people play out like their passions in these interesting games. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see more.
Hell
Um,
yes.
what else?
The
Oh,
next one, the boy was excited about. Her son really likes Teardown.
Teardown's an interesting one. The
That's gonna
destruction
come out.
puzzler. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize. Like, I know he played it, and I saw him like shooting things, but I never realized that everything was destructible.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I never realized that. He
yeah,
always said, "Oh, I'm playing Teardown, playing Teardown," but I didn't realize until I saw the trailer that everything, like stuff, was falling, and then it was breaking through the floor, and then everything was just breaking and falling everywhere. That's pretty cool.
yeah. No, definitely. Awesome to see it come to console and continue to be expanded. That's a game I would love to see a multiplayer type of thing, and or it's like I want to see fucking Minecraft get an update to something that like that. Like that game looks so good. I love the lighting in that game. It looks so good. It feels like
Mhm.
that game feels like what a sequel to Minecraft should be. You know what I mean? Or look
Yes.
like.
Yes. Mhm.
But we'll
Mhm.
see.
Yeah.
What else? Oh yeah, so I feel like I should have been more excited for this. The rumors were true. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, was going to be shown, and it finally got unveiled. And it's like I was excited on. If you watch the VOD, I was excited on stream, but it's like they didn't show anything.
They didn't.
And it was like I was excited that I got it right, that I guessed it, but then after that it was like that's it. All they showed was fucking some new version of Solid Snake's excuse me, Big Boss's face, and that was it. Not even a little bit of gameplay, nothing. I just feel like damn, like you guys didn't show jack shit, and I feel like it's gonna be is gonna be a one-to-one remake. I feel like there's not gonna be nothing interesting about that game. It's gonna be, yes, the engine's gonna look better, it's gonna look crazy, but I have a feeling it's gonna be like a one-to-one. Like they're not gonna change that game. They're not. It's a
Yeah, they're
masterpiece. If
probably
they
gonna just
change
leave
it,
it as it is. Yeah.
yeah, the only thing they can do is maybe improve some AI, improve some controls, stuff like that. But if they make any changes to that game, and then they're releasing a remaster, the regular remaster of it
Mhm.
too. So you're getting one,
Mhm.
2, and 3, which is interesting. So now, like I said, because I wanted you to at least play that, play 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So if you can actually play it on PS5, that's actually cool. So it's like we can
Yeah. No,
wait
that's
now,
awesome.
but I don't know.
Bought me time.
It did, but I mean, worth it because you're a Kojima fan now. If you want to be a true Kojima
I
fan,
am a Kojima
you can
fan.
play the early works. But that's really the only reason, because I can't stand Konami. They really like fuck their shit up when they could. They should have been what Capcom. I feel like they're looking at Capcom and being like, "Damn, those motherfuckers made the massive comeback and they didn't sell out nearly as bad as we did." I have a feeling like
Mhm.
that's what they're seeing. They're seeing Japanese gaming is at an all time high right now, because it is. Sega's
It
not doing
is.
bad either. Sega's doing great
Nope.
with their
Nope.
with the Yakuza series,
Yep.
Persona, the
Absolutely.
uh the uh Megami Tensei games, Shin Megami Tensei game
Mhm.
that came out, and they have more stuff. The Yakuza people have way more stuff coming out, and it's like, yo, they're doing good too. Japanese gaming, like I was telling you last night, is at an all-time high right now. It's like it
Yes.
hasn't been this good. We haven't been eating this good out of Japan in a minute. Like this good. There's always been something, obviously, but this good from Capcom, from Square. Even though Square, is always up and down, but still, we're getting them
Yes.
Final Fantasies in. So it's Square. And Sega and others, So it's like I feel like if anything, Sony's the only one that fucked their shit up. You know,
Yep.
they only have one studio left that's Japanese, which is wild.
Mhm.
And speak. Oh no, we're up to the next game was Towers of Agasba. That was that weird one, right? That was that big one. Yeah, with the giant
Yeah.
creatures. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. You had the base building, survival, and underwater. It was like
Yeah,
Subnautica.
that had everything in it, and it looked wild.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, whatever. That's what I want. That looked like, again, another addiction waiting to happen.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the thing. See, anyway, I'm about to go on another rant with Zelda now. Moving
I knew
along,
it. I knew
moving along.
it. Zelda's great.
Um, what I did think they were gonna show was Final Fantasy 16, and that actually showed
Yes,
up.
that did
And
show up.
it's funny because there's like all this stuff. Apparently, they had to watch Game of Thrones to get some inspiration for tone and stuff like that, which I'm surprised. I guess he's not working with his full team or whatever. And I guess it was like to help, like this is what I want. You guys should watch this to get ready, whatever. Because I'm sure they did that in when at the end of 14 part, 2.0 or whatever, when
Hmm.
when right when Heaven Sword came out, that ending to Realm Reborn in 2.55 is one of the greatest endings to any video game I've ever seen in my, like, that was Game of Thrones ending. Like everybody
Yeah.
dies. I'm sorry, I don't mean to spoil, but
Yes.
like how almost every motherfucker dies at the end, or seems dead, at the end of Realm Reborn. Like that
Yep.
had you on your toes. That had you like frothing at the mouth for the expansion. Like we were dying. Like, yo, like what
We were.
happened? I'll
We
never
were.
forget that moment where it's like what the fuck just happened? The game just ends like that. We had like 3 months left until the
Yeah.
that's why I'm like he had to have gotten
Oh my
inspiration
god.
from Game of Thrones at the with that ending
Mhm. Mhm.
because a lot of people died. And it was just like, holy
Yes.
shit, they're just like in crazy ways too. Like it really felt like a Game of Thrones episode. I was like, why is everyone fucking dying right now?
I know everybody was dying left and right.
Like
Oh my
unexpected
god.
characters, beloved characters. You know, it's just like,
Mhm.
is my character gonna die? Is like, is this
I know.
it?
Are we? That's it. They're just outing everybody. Like done.
So yeah, so I expect that same twists and turns and beloved characters that are gonna fucking get murdered after
Ugh.
being in the game like for about 10 hours. Like, but that game I think is gonna be very fun. That's why I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. That's gonna
I
take
can't
me,
wait.
and I'm glad it's three
And it
weeks
plays
away.
smoothly.
Yes,
With everything that they've shown, it shows that they've
there's
they showed just how well it plays out.
yep,
So we saw it out in PAX East, and then they were playing it through. They were running around. It looked really nice. They swirled around and everything.
yep.
Uh,
And speaking of that, they just announced like a day or two ago that there's not even a day one patch. There's
mm,
no day one patch. The game is feature complete. Bug. They've been squashing bugs left and right, and they said that they're so confident in the build, in the final build of the game, that there's not even going to be a day one patch. So that's pretty amazing.
that
Like
is amazing.
that's pretty amazing. Like that, they're super confident in the game they built. And I'm like, yo, not even a day one. That's great. They're like, oh, we want people with
That's
internet.
amazing.
I'm like,
Of
wow, they
course.
must have really like did a good fucking job. Like they put everything
Exactly.
behind that. I wouldn't. You know, it's an exclusive. I'm sure Sony worked with them. Like this is
Like, do the thing, do it right.
and
We don't want no patch. We
that's
don't.
why.
What do you think we are, Assassin's Creed?
Or fucking what is it? Cyberpunk or some shit. You know.
Cyberpunk.
I forgot what other game that just came out that had like a 120 gig patch on like day one or something crazy.
Mhm.
But yeah, like they, you know, they're saying because people. I'm like, no, I think they know damn well that they want to tell you like this game's gonna work. And that's smart. But see, and
Mhm.
all these fanboys that like to be like, oh, but how come it doesn't come out on how come it doesn't come out on Xbox or no, excuse me. They'll say it doesn't count because it's not a first party. But when they, you know, when it's someone like Square who's literally like in bed with Sony at this point, that will probably be owned by Sony in a
Yes.
couple of years, I would not be surprised. uh you know, they 100% worked with Square on this to make sure that it was going to be the perfect game, that you know that it's
Mhm.
like Sony and Final Fantasy go hand in hand, even though it hasn't always been exclusive, but still it's like
Exactly.
that's what you think of, you know. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited, I can't wait.
Yeah. No,
um
me too.
Next that actually looked interesting and that I have some you know, I'm very fascinated by is Alan Wake 2, because you know, while watching it, um you know, first of all, we've known this game is going to come out. It's going to be more survival horror, and that's what they showed. It definitely looks like it's going to be, and it's going to be a dual story, which sounds pretty interesting.
That's cool.
Resident Evil style, whatever. And
Mhm.
then they show an FBI officer that has Sam Lake's face, which is the face of Max Payne, and the same voice actor of Max Payne. um Sam Lake is like he's pretty much like Remedy's like head writer or designer, or he's the main guy, you know what I mean, at Remedy. He's been there forever. And I saw him, and apparently that, yeah, there's, it's not a mistake, that it's already known that Remedy's all of Remedy's games are connected. So almost all their games deal with the supernatural, including Max Payne. They're remaking Max Payne very soon. So they call him Alex Casey or whatever, which is a very like it fits who that character is or whatever. But they could if they're remaking those games, they could easily have it where he changed his name and this is him years later, or he goes under a different alias for the FBI. They could
That
easily
makes
write
sense.
something, and that's
Of course.
him. And their games are all connected. You could have used anyone else's face and anyone else's voice in your connected games, but you use Max Payne's face,
It's very specific.
original face, mind you, not the Max Payne from like the Rockstar game only game, because Max Payne's weird. So Remedy came up with that idea. Rockstar published the game, but I think they made the game for Rockstar. So they don't own, but they weren't owned by Rockstar. So Rockstar still owns the IP or whatever, but so Remedy didn't make part 3 of it. You know, they made Control, they made a few other games, whatever. But yeah, so it's really interesting to see this. So I want to play all the other games now. I want to see that connection and see
I know,
how.
I find that such an interesting detail that they're all connected. So
Yep, they're in the same
you have
universe.
all this,
Yep,
yeah, yeah, exactly. You have a whole Remedy universe going, like the
expanded. Yep,
Marvel. Yeah, that's so
expanded
cool.
Remedy universe. Yep, which means that they could at some point have like, every major action in one game can affect the character in a complete. I'm like, yo, why don't more companies do that shit?
Exactly. Like you can have one character pop up and be like, "Man, I just moved here a few months ago, and from this other place that we had all this whole other supernatural thing going on, and I left there and I'm trying to get away from it, and here we are again." You know,
And it's a
like
completely
it'd
different
be a
story.
random,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or like a brand new person is dealing with some other kind, and then you could bump into that character, or a
yeah.
smaller character. Like you could, it doesn't have to be a direct sequel. They could be very different games, and that's why I'm like, why didn't they do that? The second they decided we're gonna do a Marvel Cinematic Universe, why not have the video games just go fucking hand in hand? Even if they thought about it late, before that stupid Avengers game came out, they should have had five. The way that Disney is actually doing it with Star Wars, where they gave the IP out to 5 different studios. Why not do that with the fucking Marvel series? Give it out to like
Mhm.
5 different studios, have different games being made, and then have them connect story wise, even if they're different games. You can have a
Mhm.
beat 'em up, you could have a fucking strategy game, you could have, is ripe for whatever. You can have a first person shooter, you can have a third person, beat 'em. You can have so much and have it
Mhm.
all
Mhm.
intertwined, and then finally have like a real Avengers game where things really lined up, and a monster or boss or an event that happened, and it makes everyone want to buy the whole fucking game. Like, I
Yeah.
I know that's not easy. I just feel like it's not impossible either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who wouldn't want a Marvel IP to work on? And if it's like the stipulations, like you got to follow a lore Bible, then follow the lore Bible, because
Yeah.
that's usually how these
Yeah.
things work. So you could totally do that. Just have you make a lore Bible for video game makers and say you have to follow this. You know what I mean? So
Mhm. Mhm.
whatever the X-Men are doing at this year has to be the same thing that happens in whatever other game. If EA makes a game, and Activision and PlayStation making a Spider-Man game, having all that shit connect would be awesome. Just
Mhm.
follow, like I said, they
Mhm.
just would need a compendium or a lore, what's called a lore Bible,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
But whatever, you can only dream, motherfuckers. Uh, what else? Oh, you mentioned Assassin's Creed, right? Are you excited?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed. I mean, it looked really cool. I haven't played any of them. Yeah, no. So it doesn't make a difference to me. They look like fun games,
This one,
you know.
so three big games came out. You had the Origins, and then you
Mhm.
had the Origins was the Egyptian one, and then the Greek. I mean, not the Greek one. There a Greek one,
I thought there was.
and then this one's the Norse one, right? Yeah, Odyssey. Yeah.
Odyssey, yes.
Odyssey was the
Yes.
Greek one, and then
Exactly.
the Norse one was the latest one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What's the latest one called?
Valhalla.
Valhalla. Jesus. Okay. So out of those, apparently there are a lot of the very similar, and like Origins is apparently really good, or Odyssey, it's like refined everything, and I think people were just burnt out by Valhalla. So apparently Valhalla is really good. It's just people burnt out. It's like 100-hour game. There's just so much to. I kind of want to play that game just to
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
to be on it, and because I'm not gonna play the other two, and then try one of the new. I've never I've played a little bit of the first one, did a few missions. That's really it. I have really no experience with. It's the one like franchise I've completely
Right? No,
over my
same
head.
here. Like it's
Yeah.
always looked cool. It's always looked fun. You got the jumping around. You have the stealth, and you can play your whatever. But it's just
You know, I just
I
realized
don't know.
we've been together literally the whole time this franchise existed.
Yeah,
Yeah, and we've never
yeah, no,
played it.
exactly. And the thing is, like, if anything, what maybe doesn't attract me to it is just how it can. It's all the same franchise, so it's all feels like it just seems like cookie cutter in a
Yeah.
sense. So it's like the same song and dance in a different
Well, you've
setting,
played other
you know?
Ubisoft games, so you've seen all the shit
Exactly.
that's in these. When we played a Wildlands, and you have the guys in the cages and they're locked up, and
Yes.
that's all in Assassin's Creed. All of that shit is in that
Exactly.
is it. Those games are like almost the
Yeah.
same, but one is more acrobatic with no guns, and the other one has guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what just kind of That's why
Yeah.
it doesn't really appeal to me as much. Wildlands is fun as hell.
Yeah, like I
I
said,
mean, don't get me
since
wrong.
we don't play many Ubisoft games, it would be fun. It's one of those like you've played
Eh,
one, you've played them all, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, where are we? Revenant Hill.
Revenant Hill. It's from the same people. I forget their name. The ones that did Tale in the Woods, Night in the Woods, Night in the Woods.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you saw the same cat, little cat eyes, and your what is it? A cute game about a cat trying to become a witch's familiar. So that's really cool. I want to see the journey that you're going through with the cat, as the cat.
Okay, and I need
Yeah.
to play Night in the Woods
Me too. Me too.
and to see what they're about. Um,
Absolutely. I heard really good things about Night in the Woods. So for this to come out, definitely want to look into it even more now.
all right, we're gonna blaze through these next few. So, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I know nothing about this. It's the next entry to Grand Blue Fantasy. It's actually supposed to come out later this year. So, if you're Grand Blue Fantasy, I know it's an old franchise, it's been around for a bit, but I never
Mhm.
really know
Mhm.
much about it. Street Fighter 6 that comes out next Friday. Ooh, I'm excited. I know you're super.
Oh yeah.
That's all you've been talking about is how much you want to play
I
Street
don't shut
Fighter.
up about it. I can't wait for character customization.
Actually, hell yeah. Like
I've seen some wacky characters people have been making. Like they be forgetting leg day and all that stuff. I love
yo,
it.
I can't
I can't
wait.
wait to see it.
Yeah,
I
like
cannot.
that's gonna be a little distraction from Tears of the Kingdom for sure. I definitely want to mess around with Street Fighter next week. I'm very excited for that game. That I'll probably end up just getting on PlayStation. I don't think I need that on PC, and that way we can,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know,
We can all just kind of randomly punch a banker in the face in the game or
exactly.
something.
Ultros, a fun, colorful cartoon action platformer set to launch in 2024. Uh, Dragon's Dogma 2, I thought was Monster Hunter 6. I was really hoping it was Monster Hunter 6. Um, because that's definitely one of the games that Capcom hasn't announced yet, but I think because then it'll be 2 years since we've gotten the last Monster Hunter. So I think it's just about time or
Mhm.
whatnot. Because last year we got the update, the big expansion to Monster Hunter Rise. So a full blown open world Monster Hunter that's fixed all the bullshit that was wrong with the original one that came out on that came out on the PS4. The cutscene bullshit. If they just a full open one that learns from that has the verticality of Rise is gonna be a very fun game, Fefer. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a very fun game. It feels like they really learned between World and Rise. They really like learned, and yeah, I really hope to
I
see
can't wait
that.
to see whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like
What
I really
they're
hope to see that
working on,
again. Like, you
hopefully.
know what I'm saying? Like I really hope to
Mhm.
see like like them take all that shit and have like I feel like it's just gonna be a super addicting game. I think it's gonna be fun, and graphically it's probably gonna look great because it'll be on the
Of
RE
course.
engine. So that made for next gen consoles with that engine, I'm excited. It's just gonna look so good. It's gonna
Yes.
look
No,
so
and
good.
the how it plays just as it is in World, let's say, because I
That
haven't really played Rise, but even world was just so fun. The exploring, the
You played enough
monster
Rise
hunting.
though. You played enough.
Oh,
You didn't
you know
play.
what? You're right.
Yeah, you
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
played
yeah,
some
yeah.
of it. Yeah, you played
You know
some
what
of
I'm
it.
thinking of? What's the other one?
No
There's no other one? Is that
stories.
on?
There's nothing. Rise.
Oh,
We play World, and you played more World than you did Rise, and you played a little bit of Rise. You did like a little bit of it.
okay. Yeah,
Like we
yeah,
jumped on a little bit with Monkey, and we, I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get as into it as you did,
Right.
but yeah, no, it's all very fun.
Remember when you eat the balls in that one? The
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that game was really good. Like I said, I feel like whatever they learned, if they can keep it, if they can keep Monster Hunter, like you said, where you can jump in and jump out easily, like they did with Rise, it'll be like I think way more people would play it. But I think it's gonna be a big deal. Like that's gonna, like I said. The last thing I wanted to mention about that was that there's not gonna be one this year, because it looks like their plan is to do something Monster Hunter every year. That's what a lot of these companies do before their next sequel, just to keep it in the forefront. So you had
Mhm.
you had Rise in 2021. Then you had Sunbreak, and it launched 6 months later. It launched on PC. Then you had Sunbreak 6 months after that. Then you had
Mhm.
Sunbreak on P. No, it came out on PC at the same time, I believe. But then now you have it's coming out on modern consoles now. So now PS5 and Xbox are getting Monster Hunter Rise on modern consoles. So that's for this
Mm.
year. So next year should be, if unless they announce another expansion by some miracle, which I doubt. Next year should be Monster Hunter World 2 or 6 or whatever you want to call it. Because technically Monster Hunter World was like the fifth one. And then so this would be 6. That's what I'm calling Monster Hunter 6, but it should be Monster Hunter World 2 or whatever. Another open world one hopefully should be coming out, or something of the sort. They're probably
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah.
another medium, you know what I mean, where you do the, maybe not open world, but you do the big area, the nice big areas or
Yeah.
whatever. But
That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of
that's what I'm
fun
saying. Because
anyway.
remember, World was really cool. Like, there's some of the things do exist in Rise, but in World you had like waterfalls pulling you and whole set pieces getting
Yeah.
destroyed. For a cutscene to go down. And we never really played Ice Break or whatever the ice.
Yeah.
That's the one that we missed. And I'm like, I really should go. That's a whole game. Apparently, that's like a whole game.
Yes.
So that's why I'm
Yeah,
like,
because I never got that last gear set before on that last one,
yeah. And
and
then
I
when we
never
finally
caught
did
up.
it, yeah, it was like going through all that burns you out.
Yeah.
It burnt me out. You were kind of just done. And then it was like, and that was the second time we did it, because then we did it on PC.
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, but Dragon
Five
Dogma,
Nights.
that's what a lot of people.
Oh,
Sorry, I just wanted to touch on that real,
yeah,
real
yeah,
quick.
no, no worry.
I mean, that's an older RPG. It's interesting, and I guess it's just been a long time coming for a sequel. So I have a feeling that's going to be a big deal when it drops. And Capcom right now can do no wrong. Like even
Yes.
even that weird fucking game that had the beta not too long ago. The dinosaur shooting one. Like that one's still kind of fun. Like that's their little handout of true live action feeling game. What the hell was the fucking name of that game? You know what I'm talking about, right?
The Fortnite Monster Hunter type thing.
No, that's not
No, I'm
Capcom.
getting them mixed up.
The one we shoot dinosaurs that they had a beta like a few weeks ago, like a closed beta like a month or two ago. And I told you it looks like Earth Defense Force because you're just fighting waves of dinosaurs in a city.
Oh,
Everyone thought it was gonna be connected to Dino Crisis, but it's not. Oh, what the hell's the name of it now?
I can't place it. I can't.
Exoprimal.
Oh, right. Exo Primal. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. That one, that even though, like I said, that's normally a game I would be like, whatever. I wouldn't even give a shit about that. But it's like, I don't know. It was cool for what it was. I think it has potential, and it's Capcom. Like I'll try it because it's them at this point. Like they really have been doing ever since they realized. Excuse me.
Gross. Oh
So
my
sorry. That
lord.
was supposed to feel. That felt like a little burp. You, the aromas are delicious. Sorry. That's what happens when you take a break. You just forget how to act.
Get
Hey,
all
Five Nights at
ratchet.
Freddy's Help Wanted. Yay. A VR sequel to the first person spinoff. That comes later this year.
Oh yeah, they did their VR stuff.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 VR mode. Yeah, we already knew
Mm-hmm.
that was coming. Arizona Sunshine 2 sequel to the VR standout game set to release this VR 2 and PC. Crossfire Sierra Squad.
Crossfire.
Yes, been for the popular free to play shooter series Crossfire.
Crossfire. Crossfire. Yeah.
PSVR 2
Yeah.
Synopsis. A VR game featuring shooter mechanics. July 4th. Oh. Beat
Oh.
Saber.
Yeah. Beat Saber, and then they showed Don't Stop Me Now.
Oh yeah.
Yup.
Cause I'm
What
having
a
a good
trailer.
time.
Yup. Seemed
Um
memorable.
then we got some Bungie news. Bungie's it says 2023 extraction shooter, so it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
Marathon. That I knew about. That I
Marathon.
knew was gonna be an extraction game or a Tarkov clone of sorts. But I'm like, Bungie doing it, I'm all in on that shit because now they've learned these last 10 years how to make a live service game. So Marathon's probably. I'm telling you, Sony saw Marathon and bought that shit. They had a $100 million infusion from NetEase to make this game. Remember that shit was
Mm-hmm.
mentioned like in 2018 or 2019
Yes.
that Bungie was building a game and they had like 100 mil from NetEase. And
Mm-hmm.
then Sony I know on this whole venture of making live service had to have seen Marathon and said, you know what, that's ours.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they
Yeah.
spent that $3 billion. Like everyone's like, oh, they overpaid for Bungie. I'm like, you say that, but you don't know
Are you
Bungie's
sure though?
books.
Exactly.
And second, uh you don't know what they got cooking. Something that
Exactly.
Sony saw that and probably knew other people were sniffing around, like Microsoft. Because who knows if they would have, if Microsoft would be like, look, come back, please. We need help with Halo. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? The Sony was like, nah, 3 billion. You can do whatever you want. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I'm sure something
Keep doing
happened
what you're
there.
doing here. This I like this. Do it. We just do it with
Marathon needs to
us.
be ours. So now we have
Yep.
the fan base of Halo, not Halo, Destiny, and we have fucking this thing, and then Destiny has a new expansion,
Mm-hmm.
um, and last expansion. I didn't know it was last. Was that it
Ah,
for
yeah.
Destiny 2 finally?
Oh my lord, the final shape.
Yo, imagine that's it. Like that's it. Like they just killed Destiny for Marathon. Nah, they can't do that because I doubt they're
No.
killing the story. But and why would you stop that money flow when you can? Why have one game that making millions when you can have two game making
Mm-hmm.
millions? But that's interesting. So the final shape is gonna be. Does that mean Destiny 3 is coming?
Ooh. Maybe.
Oh well. Concord, a mysterious PvP shooter from Firewalk Studios. I forgot what that was looked like.
In Zelda Tears of
Yeah.
the Kingdom, energy
Oops.
cells make up the batteries that
Sorry.
What you doing?
Some audio played.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
I
Never
know
mind.
it played to the stream. I'm sure. Oh yeah, they didn't really even show much of Concord. It was just like a fucking tease.
Yeah, it's like a little spaceship. You got dashboard. You got some. Yeah, not much. Not much at all.
Yeah. And then we got before the last game. I just wanted to introduce to you Sony's Project Q. See, what we did is we sawed a PS5 controller in half, soldered it to a tablet, and we're gonna
The
charge you
Switch. The
$500
Nintendo
for it.
Switch. The
That shit looks
screen.
so ugly. Like, all you had to do, you could have done a handheld form factor.
Bring back the Vita. Bring back the Vita. Bring
Bring
back
back the
the
Vita.
Vita. No, for real though. Like, what the hell? It's ugly.
It is ugly. I'm gonna totally buy it, but it's so fucking ugly.
It's ugly.
I'm gonna be playing down the couch. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck is that thing in your hand?"
You're like, look at that.
Look at that. What?
It's like a controller, but not.
Stupid. Oh man. And the new earbuds, which I don't trust either. I agree. I'm like, they probably sound great, and having
I'm
little earbuds
sure
instead
for
of the
audio,
giant. Yeah. But yeah, I'm
but
sure the microphone sounds like shit.
just like the freaking, what are those called? The
The
headphones. They're
gold, yeah, the
headphones.
wireless gold, the Sony gold headphones or whatever.
Yeah, no, the microphone on there is trash. You sound like a. You want proof? Go back to Games' first streams.
Yeah. So and then the unfortunately the main event,
Oh,
the
yes.
headliner of the show, Knack 3, everybody. We did it. We did it. We got Knack 3.
Knack 3.
Nah, imagine.
Yes.
Oh shit. Now Spider-Man 2 is coming. They showed Craven. I was like, once I saw Craven, I was like, oh, the Spider-Man. It gotta be Spider-Man. There's no way around it. That's Craven. And then which to me is one of the lamest guys, but I'm sure he's like cool on a deeper level, but like there's just some guy with
Yeah.
a fur coat on.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, because his story is that he got injected with the serum or something. So he had an experimental serum. He got attacked and he was on the verge of dying, and he had to get it. He injected in this cartoon. I don't know if this is exactly how the comic went, but in the cartoon, he had to inject himself with it and giving him superhuman strength. But it fucked up his whole, like, he became ultra aggressive. So he's like this real, like, he became more of it's like a predator genes or something like that. That's why he grows all, he's all big and has all the fur, because it's like he becomes a predator. So that's why he's called Craven the Hunter or whatever. And he becomes essentially like evil. It's almost like a werewolf. He can't really control your emotions, and he just turned evil from the serum or whatever the shit that he needed to save him. So that's who Craven is. He's been a full Spider-Man forever, and he was like the first episode of Spider-Man or first few episodes. Craven was there.
Yeah.
But the
It's
lizard
been
and
so
Venom
long,
suit,
yeah.
super excited. Switching between Miles and Peter, that looked really cool. They showed
that did look really cool.
and the fucking this wingsuit.
Yes.
Oh,
Hell yeah. I thought that was so cool. He went, poof. I'm like, ooh, look at him go. Yes.
and I knew they
That
were gonna
looked
come
cool.
to Long Island City. I knew it. I
Yeah.
was like, they're gonna cross the Triborough Bridge, the RFK Bridge. That's where they're gonna cross, and because
Yep.
you have those buildings there, and they're probably gonna condense it, so you're gonna have where the 59th Street Bridge is, and the RFK. I have a feeling is probably gonna be very close to each other. Where you'll see the tall buildings of Long Island City, and then you have the homes and the shorter stuff of the neighbor of Astoria and stuff. I saw a sign that said Astoria. I'm like, of course, yo, I want to see if they do Astoria Park. That's gonna be really interesting if they really do like the pool and do some of that. That's gonna be really. And then of course I'm going to Harlem Market. I'm like, of course, so they're going above 125th Street.
Yeah, exactly.
They like
I think that's so awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, it's super awesome. And then like the fact that they mentioned it means that they're probably gonna do Upper Manhattan now, which they're probably gonna have an expanded Manhattan and come out to an outer borough, which I'm like, finally, show the Bronx.
Yeah. Right? That's Spider-Man 3.
I know, right?
That'll be just Miles on his own. That's the additional Miles expansion.
I know Peter gets fucking destroyed. He's like, oh, I can handle the Bronx, and he's like, wait. Peter, no. Fucking Miles like, you don't know what's up there, bro. Whatever you do, don't say dead ass. He'll know right away. You're not. Oh shit.
Oh my lord.
he fucking like, damn it, I have to save his ass again. Because even though he's a little nerdy, Miles still invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's a little nerdy. No, people don't know that just by looking at him yet.
He giving him the meanest nerd voice, though?
That's how he sounds in the
Sorry.
game.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That's
but
legit how he sounds. I think I did a pretty spot on example. That's exactly how he sounds.
You know what? I haven't. No, I haven't spent enough time in that game. So.
Speaking of Peggle 3, it's funny because that just got mentioned. Sorry, somebody in the chat here mentioning Peggle 3. Hi, monkey. Not that it got. Damn, they were talking about it on a podcast, and that Pop Cap Games, I think, did Peggle, and that it used to be on mobile, and they were like, oh, that they wish, and something happened. I forgot. I forgot what they were talking about. Damn it. There's a reason why they don't, or I think it was just that they liked PopCap Games and they remember Peggle, and oh, that's what it was. They were just mentioning games that it was on the way. I was on Friends Per Second, and they call it on the way back. Like this, today, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, she did a shout out to Lucy James. She did a shout out to Plants vs Zombies, and then she was like, it's like, oh, she was like, that was at a time where mobile games were still pretty good and still coming out, and then you had she's like, the perfect game in the whole world, Peggle, and I was like, yes. That game is perfect. I love that game.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so good. But that was it. Just that yeah, it was just on the I don't know if there'll be a Peggle 3 or not. That's what it was. But yeah, Peggle's awesome. But yeah, that was the showcase pretty much, and it's like what was missing was Last of Us gameplay, Final Fantasy 7, Death Stranding 2, like things that everyone thought, like we haven't gotten a showcase in like 2 years, like a major one, and this didn't feel like anything major. It was very safe. It showed too many live service games that they're already showing their asses with the live service crap. And we got no bangers, and they've already said it in their books that they really don't intend to make more than 2 blockbuster games per year, like have them more than 2 release, which they're on par for that. This year was wait, what came out this year? Was God of War this year? That was last year. That was Game of the Year.
Yeah, no.
That was earlier this year. Sony releases games. Is it just one game? I think it's just one game, right? I think it's just Spider-Man 2. I forgot what else came out this year. I'm so like, other games came out.
No, I don't think anything really big came out for Sony.
Right? Sony ain't got no games, bro. Trash.
See?
Sony ain't got no games. Get the fuck out. Oh shit.
Watch, I'm talking shit. Obviously all in fun. But watch the Xbox, watch some show Starfield, and it's gonna be like, put away those controllers. Put them away. Just, no, don't do it.
Why?
Because it's gonna look like trash.
Oh. I hope not, man. I want Starfield to be good. That and Spider-Man are the last 2 games of the year that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm like, yo, I really hope Starfield's not shit.
Hopefully they're doing like Nintendo did, pushing the date so they can make a good game, not polish it because it's not done. It looked like trash.
Oh, that shit was supposed to come out in 2020, in November 2022. No, it was supposed to come out what, like? No, that was the only date that got mentioned, right? November 2022. Then it got delayed, and then they said in the first 12 months of fucking of this year it was gonna come out.
In the first 12 months of this year.
Sorry, since the showcase, in the next 12 months.
I know, that just sounds funny. Like, don't worry, we're gonna get it out to you in the next 12 months of this year.
The first 12 months. The first 12 months of the year.
12 months, yeah. We'll get it to you this year.
We'll get it out to you. Yeah. Shut the fuck up. No, but Yeah, they said it was gonna come out, never came out. So it's like now it's November again. It's like, yo, y'all pushed it back out. Like you said, they better be shining the shit out of that shit,
They better,
making it
because they
breakfast.
know they're gonna have to turn back around with their tail between their legs if they don't.
I'm sure. I'm
'Cause
sure after
that's
this what was that Redfall debacle and all the
oh
shit
yeah.
that happened with that and fucking Uncle Spence coming out all sweating.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Getting
it. No more Mr.
cranky.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. You know, we didn't do a
Yeah,
good
you're getting
job. And
cranky, Spence
but I
today.
have a feeling that their internal review, people must have gone like, yo, y'all gotta stop being happy to be here and just fucking give us the real deal, because that ain't helping nobody. We don't need
Exactly.
no fucking yes men or the asshole supervisor who gets mad at people for giving real reviews. You know what I mean? Is probably getting fired as we speak. You know, like
Like, what do you mean you think it's trash? Get back in there and go find things you like about it. Okay.
somebody got to talking to. That's all I know. Somebody or some division or whatever got to talking to about like, what the fuck? How y'all have some bad tasting games. Because
They
Redfall,
have a couple of me's in there. Yeah, I'm having fun.
because you know what it is? It's hard when you play games for free. It's hard, and you're not like the most like
Like,
critical of
critical
games.
on
Like
them.
I'm not that
Hmm.
critical of games. Like I would have
I'm
never
not
been
either.
able to tell you what was wrong with like initially tell you what was wrong with Battlefield 24. It's like I mean some stuff I could pick out that were kind of obvious, but the way people hated the game, I was like, and then I got it for free, so I was like, I'm just happy to be here. I was like, they were, you know, it's like this shit is great. It's fun to
Hank
play
goes
the
brrr.
right. I push button works. 10 out of 10. Oh,
Yay, I'm flying up a wall. You turn blue.
yeah.
Exactly, battlefields.
I don't know. So exactly. So I guess that was everybody on the Redfall mock review. Like this is great. It plays good. I don't know. It's good.
I'm
Like
having
I shoot
fun.
the zombie. The zombie dies. I win. Another 10. Like it was double digits below our expectation. I mean, double digits could just be like they were scoring it at 80 and it's getting 60s. You know, everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But they were probably thinking a little bit better. Like, all right, well, you know, it'll be all right. The fact that he admitted it was double digits is kind of crazy. I was like, oh, that was way off. They did not expect the game to be bad. Like,
I know.
yes, you did. You know damn well. Like, what are you supposed to say? Well, yeah, we knew it was gonna be shit. What can you
Put it
do?
out anyway, you know.
I know it was. We thought it was gonna be good. I don't
You had to
know.
save some sort of face. Like,
Yeah,
I'm cranky
that's
Spence now.
you know how I know, because there was no fucking coverage or release footage. No, nothing given out.
Yeah.
Nothing. That's how you know. They knew damn well that game was not going to perform because they did
No.
not release it to anyone. You know, whenever you
Mhm.
don't get reviews to the day it releases because the game's probably not that good, or they're so confident that the game's good that you know it just drops. Because I don't think
Mhm.
I think Tears of the Kingdom, that's Nintendo. The Nintendo's strict. Their embargo didn't release till the day before the game came out. Like a day or two before the game came out, and then everyone started talking about it. But I'm like, yeah, their embargoes are. They knew that game was gonna be good. They knew damn well that game was gonna be good, but they didn't. They always know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows when their game's gonna be shit. Every major, not unless you're indie, every major publisher does what's called market research, and
Mhm.
they have panels and play testers who rate the game, and they know damn well when a game's not going to perform. That's why they'll either release it quietly or you don't hear there's no reviews of it until the day. Oh, we didn't get a review copy. We'll let you know in 2 days how the game is. Yeah, because it's
Mhm.
probably a shit game. So
Yeah.
that's why I thought, in a way, that's why I thought that fucking, what was that game? Glenn Schofield, fake not Dead Space game.
Oh,
Callisto
Callisto
Protocol.
Protocol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be because he marketed the shit out of that game.
He really
He was
did.
everywhere with that shit. All up in
He was
every
hyping it
fucking
up
thing was like, oh,
hard.
here's Glenn Schofield with the game. You know, it was just like he didn't give a shit. He
Yeah.
was like, he buy my game. I don't give a shit if it's bad. Buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, look at this. Look at this gory scene, and look at how the many ways you can die. It's really gory and nasty. Look at it and buy the game. Buy the game.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That game should have been $30 and been like, buy my next game. Anyway, Here's the Kingdom is crack. If you're not playing it, you're on the wrong side of history. I'm telling you right now. Even if you think you're not gonna enjoy it, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Talking to everybody listening right now, hear my voice. You're
All of
missing
you.
out. If you've ever chopped a tree and enjoyed it, if you ever picked up an item and enjoyed it, if you ever jumped in a game or ran in a game and enjoyed it, you're gonna enjoy this game. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. If you've ever played a video game, you're gonna enjoy this game. Promise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you don't beat the
Ring,
game,
but
it's so addicting to just. If you've played Elden Ring, you're gonna like this game. Like,
have you played Elden Ring?
If you played Elden Ring and you don't like difficult fights, you're gonna love this game.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
I know. I said jump, and that's why I paused. I was like, jump. Fuck, I shouldn't have said jump because I know she's gonna say, "But I don't like platforming," and I'm like, damn it! I knew it. I paused right there too. I was like, jump. All right.
Oh man.
Well, I think
we've got.
Yeah.
Well, next week I was just gonna preempt Summer Games Fest because this apparently was part of the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
But the official Summer Games Fest.
That's in 2 weeks,
kicks
right?
off. Yeah, on the 8th, June 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got a lot that we're gonna hopefully.
Wait, what time is it?
3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Just that early? That's another hour show.
Yeah.
I just hope work stays slow. I want to cover that shit too.
Exactly. So obviously there's gonna be a tons of developers, publishers, lots of people that are gonna be there. We're gonna have all these different showcases that'll
Watch this shit be fire, and I have
the whole weekend.
I have a feeling that show's gonna be fire, and I'm not even excited for it. I was excited for the Sony. Like, Sony's been letting me down every time. Like, it's just that Sony used to be like the band. Like, you knew you were gonna have a good time. You knew you were gonna be hyped for something. You knew that it was gonna be, even if they showed 30 games and only 4 of them were the ones you cared about. There was 4 fucking games you were hype about. Like, now you get one game maybe that you're hype about.
I got a few of them. I
know. I have a few too. I'm talking. This is a more console war feeling, and like, again, objectively speaking, when it comes to just video games, there was a nice mix. Some stuff is probably gonna be big or whatever, but it was all CGI. We got no gameplay. We had nothing to be excited about. That's what it was. Yes. Oh, that looks interesting. Okay, all right. That looks I might check that out. That's what you got. Nah. Oh shit. Oh. None of that. That's what you used to get. That's what you used to get with a Sony thing. It used to be like, you were hype. Even if it was 2-3 games that you were hype about, you were hype. Now it's like, all right, I'm looking forward to it. Now it's more very tame. I do think it's because of the whole buyout thing that's still going on. I don't think they want to look too big. I think they have other plans going on, and honestly, this has just been their strategy. They don't want to announce games too early, and just nothing's coming in the next 6 months, probably. So that's probably why they're like, all right, we'll wait a little longer to show you Last of Us, whatever, because we want it to be like, you can play it now. Like, here's the game, you can play it right now. You can go play it tomorrow or whatever. It's gonna come out in a week or in a month. I think that's how that's how they're gonna do everything from now on. Which it makes sense. You let people know, hey, look at this awesome thing. You can go play it right now. You can go play it in 3 weeks. Like, you don't have to forget about it because it's been 2 years since you fucking watched it on a showcase. Even though they still do some of that stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny you mentioned the console warring type of stuff. After the showcase, like the following day, Xbox goes out and tweets out all the games that are not PlayStation exclusive, and they said, like, what a great set of games coming to Xbox.
Like, if you didn't know, well, now you know.
Like, yeah, they got the jump on the announcements, but they coming to us too. So chill, slow your roll there.
That's smart because for a long time I thought certain games were only like on Xbox at the time, and they were multi-platform. The marketing was that good. I thought they were only going to be on that, and it was like, oh wait, that's on PS3. Holy shit, I didn't know that. But yeah.
So
Yeah, so like I said, is there wasn't very much excitement, and I think that's probably a lot of people's problem. There was nothing that exciting there. It was a safe showcase. It was okay. I agree. Like he says that E3 made them put effort, and I agree. I think that when they had to put money up, they put the money up, and they made sure that they showed off. They had everyone have a good time. Once they decided we don't need to do this shit no more, everything's can be virtual. Look at Nintendo, they're doing the directs. We could do that shit. Why don't we do that and save a couple $100,000? It's like, all right.
That's probably why they went ahead and announced it. Did this whole showcase like 2 weeks before Summer Games Fest. Like, no. Let us go first. We're gonna show our own.
That's also on purpose. That's why E3 fell apart, because what was happening was this happened. I think the last couple major E3s was everyone was announcing their games. They were realizing that the hype train, if you put all the big trailers on one day, it gets overshadowed. Then you get the winner of the E3, and then it overshadows everything. So a lot of people are like, well, hey, look, get hype about this now, and because there's nothing else to be hype about yet, and that's what was happening, and that's why E3 just started falling apart, because none of the big players wanted to be compounded into everything. It was just an old format. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're ever gonna get something like E3. I feel like a lot of these companies are, we'll be lucky to get like big excitements, like multiple in a showcase. It feels like a showcase now is just like you might get a good one every couple of years, because then you got to build games again. So
yeah.
But anyway, I think we covered enough room here. So yeah, so Summer Games Fest 2 weeks. I will try to be on next week. I always say that.
Yeah,
maybe we
exactly.
talk about some more stuff in a few days, and we'll be on. I'll see you on the next one.
Exactly, between Summer Games Fest, and then we'll have Wholesome Games Direct also in the mix and during around that weekend.
Yep. Oh, and then the Xbox showcase is right after that, so we'll be on. We'll be covering a lot. So
we will be on.
Yeah, because the Xbox has a lot to prove, and I have a feeling they always have a good showcase though. So even if it's CGI and stuff, but I think they're gonna have gameplay. I think this is their showcase. Like they gotta come in hot. They gotta come in hot, and I think they are. I think Xbox, and that's good. I want to see them compete, because that's the problem. Like without competition, you're gonna get boring or overpriced Sony, and you don't want that. You want Sony to be on their toes, releasing bangers, like
humble them.
Exactly. Like, come on, Xbox, do something out here in these streets.
Exactly. Whip out them party animals. When is Party Animals coming now? What's up? Waiting for that on Xbox Game Pass.
What I am hoping, and this is what I heard a lot out of Phil's mouth, is that this whole Redfall thing helped, like, kind of made him realize, like, all right, we gotta be there. We gotta, like, this whole you could do whatever you want. You can't do that with some teams. Maybe your AAA teams, your A1 teams. You don't want to do that shit with your B teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. That's what's it. And this is not to go off on another tangent, but that's the same thing that's happening with the people who bought out all the IPs. They're slipping my mind already, but that they were buying out everybody. They bought the Tomb Raider franchise. They bought like Deus Ex, the something group. Oh man, but anyway, same thing. Every game they've been dropping has been pretty trash. I think they got like 1 or 2 okay games, but everything else, because no oversight. They're just Embracer Group.
Embracer, yes.
They're just a venture capital group. That's it. So, but anyway, that's enough out of me.
Yeah.
We need some good games. I'm going back to Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, me
I will
too.
see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Later. The socials are in the description. We didn't say the socials. Bye.